here in front of Yarmouth Town Hall. It is Super Tuesday today, and voters are coming out to vote in the primaries. So we wanted to talk to a few of the people to see what they thought about Election Day and see why it was important to come out and vote. You just came out of voting. Why did you vote today in the primary election?
We need Hillary as our next president.
Excellent, excellent. Why do you think that it's important for people to come out and vote in elections like these?
It's a great country, and I think it's the duty of every person to vote.
Did you like this voting experience that you had here? Were they nice and efficient?
Oh yeah, they're all the same now. They're all the same.
They're all the same?
Yeah. In my lifetime, which is now 85 years, I would like to see a woman as president.
Excellent. Excellent. So are you going to be paying attention tonight after the polls close to see who?
I usually am in bed by 8 o'clock, so I won't know anything about it until tomorrow morning.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for taking this time. Thank you. Can you tell us why you think that it was important that you came out to vote today?
You know, that's a tough question because a lot of times you don't think that your vote really matters. But I get a good sense when I come out and vote for someone that I think could do a good job running this country.
Excellent. There have been people coming out with endorsements. There's been election coverage constantly for the last couple of months, all of the primary coverage, all of the debates. Do you think all of that stuff really matters? Do you think that people coming out and endorsing, and do you think that really actually matters to the voters?
That's tough. I mean, we've been bombarded a little extra special this time around, and I think people are starting to get a little bit of fatigue from it. I think I paid a little too much attention to it, and it's starting to become overwhelming, and you're constantly hit with things. And so you start to forget who said what and why, and are they telling the truth.
So you're glad it's Super Tuesday and this is the big day and you're not going to have to pay attention for too much longer?
That's the case. I just wish the Patriots had won. It would have made this day all that much more special.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
So why did you think, why are you coming out to vote today?
Well, I think it is very important. I mean, like, everything is such a mess, the country. So, I mean, we try to help and put our voice in it. I think it's very important to us.
And why do you think that it's important to vote?
Well, as an American citizen, it is our right to express our feelings.
So why do you think it's important that people come out and vote on Election Day?
Well, I think it's very American that people show support for any candidate that they choose to. That's their right. But it's very important that we actually elect the right people into office.
How was your voting experience in there?
Actually, very good.
Excellent. Do you think that locations like this, the senior center, the schools, do you think they're good places to hold the election?
They really are, yes. You know, it's convenient for everybody, and everyone knows where they're going here too, so it's very helpful.
Good. So why are you holding a sign out here in the cold on this Super Tuesday?
Well, I really believe in Hillary. I think she's an awesome person, a very good senator, very intelligent person. Very important that we have some change in Washington right now. And although I support Obama as well, I support Hillary more. And either one, I support the Democrats to get in there. We need the big change down there right now.
I'm Ann Higginbottom. I'm from Yarmouth Port. And I've been working as a rah-rah Obama supporter ever since the primary began. So there are a group of us in the Mid-Cape, and we've been at the Cape Cod Mall for 3 weeks. We've been phone banking. We're moving from different precincts. We've been to New Hampshire. We've met Barack Obama, and we're believers.
So why do you think it's important to go around and help with the campaign?
I think it's so important because for the first time we have a chance for a global leader in the 21st century, someone who's concerned about the environment, the only candidate who can unite our Congress and our country, gain us international respect again, superb economic plan, wants universal health care, and improving education. Nobody else is that forward thinking, I think, in terms of the problems of the 21st century. I think we're at a time in which we have very little time to save our world, and Obama is the forward-thinking leader that can do that.
My name is Tom Newtley. I'm from Centerville.
Excellent. And why did you come out here to vote in the primary today?
Well, it's an election. It's an important election for the country.
Excellent. So why do you think that it's important to vote in elections?
Well, if you don't vote in an election, I don't know if you have your choice. At least I'm saying I want somebody to get in, and if they do, that's fine. If they don't, well, at least I did my part.
Excellent. Are you going to be paying attention tonight when all of the polls
I certainly
close?
am. Oh, sure. Attention before that. So as long as Hillary wins, we're all set. Ahead of time.
Have you been? How did you decide on her? Did you watch all of the debates, or have you been paying attention to
endorsements? I watched the debates and everything, and I'm a independent, but I tend to vote Democratic, and I think that she has the experience. I know that her husband did a tremendous job, so you know, it seems to me that she could do the same thing. I'd be very disappointed if she doesn't get elected.
Ryan Carnes, and I live in Centerville.
So why did you come and vote in this election today?
Because it's very important. I think this is one of the most important elections that I have even read about in history, let alone now. Even a lot of the people on TV were saying, you know, it's more interesting than most elections have been. It seems like there's a lot of contrast and a lot of important issues being discussed.
So why do you think in general it's important to come out and vote?
Because I think we should all know history better. Our forefathers gave their hearts, their passion, and their own fortunes and lives for the rights of the American people. One of them is to represent themselves, you know, politically by making their voice heard, and to forfeit such an important right is like to dishonor them.
This one is a party. So you have a lot of people in the Republican Party, a lot of people in the Democratic Party and the Green Rainbow as well, who all want to be the candidate. They want to be on the ballot in November. And in order to give the individuals at the conventions an idea of who the states and who the people really want, we need a primary. We need the choices to be made by the individuals in the different states so that they can actually make a choice. So this is a time, if you have a candidate that you really like and you really want to support, you get out there and you support them. The thing that people do get confused on, though, is if you are a registered Republican, you are only going to get a Republican ballot, and you don't have a choice of changing. So if you're a Republican or Democrat, you're going to get specifically those ballots. If you are unenrolled, however, you have a choice of whatever ballot you want at the time you go into the election. And you can change your mind in the car on the way to the polling place as far as that goes. But individuals, many times they will get to the polling place and say, I didn't want a Republican ballot, give me a Democratic ballot. They can't do it. So if you have any idea that, you know, you want to choose something different, you may want to consider changing your political designation to unenrolled. This is a small example of why we go nuts on presidential primaries. The fact is, in the town of Barnstable, we have 2 senatorial districts. So for every ballot we have 2 of them. So we have, for instance, 2 Green Rainbow official ballots, because we have one ballot that's for precincts 1 through 9 and 13, and we have another one that's for precincts 10, 11, and 12. And the same goes for Green Rainbow, Democrat, Republican, and working families. And these are just absentee ballots. This is a very, very small amount of ballots. We also get the regular ballots in, and those don't have that magic word absentee on it. But again, we've got 2 green, 2 Democratic, 2 Republican, and 2 working families. So trying to keep the ballots separate and make sure that all the precincts, all 13 precincts, have the correct amount of ballots is a little bit difficult, because this is a guessing game. You have, say for instance, at precinct 1, we have approximately 650 Democrats. We have about 650 Republicans, and then we have about 1,500 unenrolled people. You don't know what ballot the unenrolled people are going to take. So what you have to do is you have to figure over 100% for Democrats and over 100% for Republicans, knowing that we aren't going to have 100% participation for them, but there will also be unenrolled who will take ballots from each of those parties. So it's kind of trying to estimate the correct amount, and we have to be prepared for 100% participation on all sides. So it's a little difficult. I'm here before anybody else, and I'm usually here around 5:30, in the morning, and I'm trying to put signs up, and my assistant comes in early, and we try to get the place ready because there's 2 precincts upstairs, so I take their machines up, I make sure they get going. I then field calls from other people that may have run out of red pencils, they may have some other issue. We then contact the registrars to get them in so that they can take the stuff out. It's very busy, and as soon as 7 o'clock has gone by and I don't get any calls that the machines didn't operate correctly, then I kind of breathe a little bit easier. But all day long we're fielding calls, and it's usually people that I can't remember where I go vote, I can't remember what I should vote, or why did I have a Republican. There's a lot of questions, and that's why we really encourage people to answer their census, look at their census. Their census form has on it if they are unenrolled or a Democrat or a Republican. They can't change their party on it, but it will alert them to the fact that, oh, geez, I didn't know I was down as a Republican and I wanted to vote Democrat. So they really need to respond to their census too, and many times they move within the town and don't let us know. And it's really important to let the town clerk know when you do move or you relocate, because we want to not prevent you from voting. We want to help you to vote, and we can't assist you unless you let us know that you've moved.
I'm Kate Kelly, and I'm from East Ennis.
Okay, and why is it important for you to vote today?
Well, it's important to me because, one, I think it's good to be a good role model for your family. My son is very involved in politics, can't wait till he's old enough to vote. And I also think it's really important that we get somebody in the White House who knows what they're doing.
Ed Sullivan from Dennisport.
And why did you come out today to vote?
You have to. If you don't vote, you can't squawk, so, yeah.
Good for you. Are you looking forward to the rest of the election?
Yes.
Why is that?
Well, I hope my candidates win, you know.
Charles Morris, and I'm from Harwich.
And I'm Wilma Morris from Harwich.
And what made you come out today and vote?
Well, we just moved here in June, and we always vote.
And you?
Yes, same thing. It's a highly contested election and very interesting, and wanted to make our voice heard.
Are you looking forward to the rest of the election?
Oh, yes.
And you?
Pretty much. Don't like the advertisements too much.
Yes. How was the experience here at the community center?
Well, we really lucked out because we were in the shortest line.
And you?
Yes, we're on precinct 4, so our line was only 3 people ahead of us. So.
I'm from East Harwich, and my name is Carol Stoker.
And what brought you out here today to vote?
Just because I feel it's my duty to vote.
Good for you. How was the process today? How did you feel about voting?
Very good.
Good.
We came at the right time, and the line was short.
Good. And are you looking forward to the rest of the voting process up until November?
Yes and no.
What's the yes part?
The yes is I like it, but sometimes I get tired.
And why was it important for you to vote today?
Just because I believe we need to step up in this primary, you know.
Are you looking forward to the rest of the election?
Yes, it should be exciting.
How was your voting experience here today at the Senior Center?
Very easy, very straightforward.
It's William McElroy in Prince East Dennis.
Okay. And why is it important for you to vote today?
Because we have a person we're voting for, which we think can do something for us.
Okay, and are you...
Who is that? No.
Are you looking forward to the rest of the election?
I beg your pardon?
Are you looking forward to the rest of the election?
Yes, very much so, yeah.
And why is that?
Because we think there should be a change, and there are people running that can conduct that change.
That's great. And how was your experience today here at the Senior Center?
Terrific.
Maureen Mahan from Brewster.
And why was it important for you to come out and vote today?
Well, I think just to show support for the election and to make your voice known.
Are you looking forward to the rest of the election?
Yes, definitely.
Why is that?
Well, I think it's a chance for a new beginning and a new start, and it's an exciting time.